Welcome to my $100,000 stock experiment, year 2, week 20, ending August 30th, 2019. This isn't an endorsement to purchase any stocks that I bought, nor an endorsement to purchase stocks in general. I'm on a mission to become a great growth stock investor. Watch me on my journey, learn from my mistakes, and celebrate my successes. According to the IBD investors.com, the market is in an uptrend under pressure, which means it's not a very good time to be buying stocks. It's sort of like a yellow light in a red light, green light, yellow light scenario. This is the S&P 500 6-month chart, and I put a little box around a bunch of stock prices. Number 1, that yellow box. This is 4 weeks, basically all of August, that the market has been fluctuating in this area, up and down, up and down. I want to start seeing it break out of this and continuing to go up. That's when I'll start to buy some stocks. The volatility index closed the week at 1898. The lower the better on this one. I like to see it below 16 and preferably around 12. So I also want to see this going down towards the 16 level before I start buying some more stocks. I sold 4 different stocks this week, and I had a gain in all of those stocks of 19,000. That's great. GSX triggered a sell on Monday. I had 2 buys in this stock. One of them I held for about 5 weeks, and it was up just about 10%. And the other one I held for 3.5 weeks, and I took a loss of 1.6% in that. Most of my charts I've marked up with this little orange box, and that green line that shows the intersection of that shows the price and the date that I bought the stock. It's right below that B mark. And then for the stocks that I've sold, that little black dot above the S is the day that I sold it, and that's the closing price for that day. The dash yellow line is my floor where I sold it, and the solid yellow line is my original floor at 8% below the purchase price. IPHI, this one sold on Tuesday. I had held this one for 3 weeks and I took a 5% loss drag. Pays, I made a small gain in this. I had held it for just about 3 weeks and I have a 5% gain on it. It also sold on Tuesday. Enphase, big shocker. This stock sold on Wednesday. I'd held my B1 for almost 15 weeks, and I was pretty sad when it sold. It closed up that day, and I was beginning to wonder if I had made the right decision to put the floor that close. And then it dropped for the next 2 days, and it did fall below its 28-day exponential moving average. So I'm happy that this sold, and I can keep an eye on this stock, and if it starts performing well again, then I can buy it again. So my B1 I held for just about 15 weeks, and I have 118% gain in it, which is fabulous. And my buy 2 I held for just about 8 weeks, and I had a 66% gain. And my buy 3 I held just over 7 weeks, and I have a 61% gain. Now I'm going to review my current holdings. This is my current holding bar chart. Each bar represents 1 week. So on the left, Beyond Meat, you can see that I've owned for 2 weeks. And on the right-hand side, Ruby, I've owned for 4 weeks. This chart looks at the $10,000 B1 position. The dashed black line is the $10,000 mark. So when I buy each stock, I buy approximately $10,000 worth. And the 9,200 yellow line is my 8% loss. The week of 8/30, you can see that all of my stocks are above that $10,000 dash black line. I like this chart because it makes it easy to compare the stocks side by side and how they've increased or declined each week. Then I rank my stocks based on their chart action. Not necessarily the one that has gone up the most, but the one that has the best looking chart to me. I rank the stocks in the weakest to the strongest. So my weakest stock this week based on the chart is Paycom, then Ruby, Beyond Meat is my 3rd strongest chart, and then my strongest chart is EPRT. I rank my holdings based on how the chart looks for each stock. I want to see, is the price going up? Is the stock above the 8, the 13-day, and the 28-day moving averages? And is the 8-day moving average going up faster than the 13-day? And is the price at a high for the week? Paycom. This is the weakest chart in my opinion. The stock price is going up, but it's not at a high for the week, and it has fallen below its 8-day simple moving average. I have 3 buys in this stock. One I've held for just over 3 weeks and it's up 3.7%. One I've held about 2 weeks and it's up 1.4%. And one I've held for just over a week and it's down 2.3%. And I did raise my floor for all the buys to the 28-day exponential moving average. That's the blue line. Ruby. This stock also closed the week below its 8-day simple moving average. It had gone up, but it's not at its high for the week. I've held this for 3.5 weeks and it's up about 7%. And I did leave my floor at last week's 1% above the purchase price. So if this triggers a sell, I won't take a loss in this. Beyond Meat. I've held this stock for just about 2 weeks and it's up about 7%. I moved my floor up to that 13-day simple moving average, and the stock did close the week right at its 50-day, that red line. So this is a stock that I bought. Well, I bought again because I had owned this before. I made a nice profit in it, and then it went down, and I thought that it had hit bottom. And so I bought it, and then it went down a little bit from there, but then this week it's recovered nicely. And you can see that pink line, which is the 8-day, is just crossing above that 13 days. So this stock is getting momentum, and I'm hoping momentum carries it higher. EPRT. I've held this stock for 2 weeks and it's up 3%. I did raise my floor up to this 28-day exponential moving average. I felt that this was the strongest chart because it is above its 8, 13-day, and 28-day moving averages, and they're in the right order. The pink is on top, then the green, then the blue, then the red. Here's the current gains for my B1 in each of the stocks. I sort this with the lowest value on the top, thinking if I take care of my losers, the winners will take care of themselves. And then I look at the percentage change per week and sort that again with the lowest value on the top and the highest value on the bottom. So Paycom went up 0.5% this week. I like to see my stocks going up at least 0.5% a week, which Paycom did this week, but the last 2 weeks it didn't go up that much. And Beyond Meat had a great week at 14% up. Here's an industry breakdown showing you I have about $30,000 in software stocks, and I have $10,000 in Beyond Meat, food and beverages, and I have $10,000 in a real estate REIT. I benchmark my portfolio against the S&P 500, and this is showing that I'm down for the week about $1,300, but I have a 40% gain versus a 10% gain for the S&P 500 for the year and 20 weeks I've been tracking my portfolio. I like to look at where my gain and losses were from last week to this week. I sold several stocks this week and they had gone down $3,278 since I reported last week. And then I had a gain. My existing stocks went up $1,910. I didn't have any new purchases, so I didn't have any losses from new purchases. I would like to buy some stocks, but I need to wait until the market is in a confirmed uptrend or some other indicator has given me a signal that it's okay to dip my toes in the water and try buying some stocks again. I also am waiting for stocks to get to a correct buy point or pivot point. And then I can pyramid into my stock. So I do a buy 1 of 10,000, a buy 2 of 6,000, and a buy 3 of 4,000. I typically do those at when it's 2.5% up and then 5% up. But if I miss those, I could also do it when it's 12 of 15 days up or when it reaches a new high. And ideally, I'd like to hold about 7 to 10 stocks. I picked a stock this week and I call it my pretend buy. If I could buy one stock, what stock would it be? And on Wednesday, I decided I wanted to buy a stock called Luna. And at the end of the week, I would have had a gain of $31 had I purchased that. My cash balance at the end of week 20, year 2, is $88,283. So my actions, I can sit tight, I can buy new stocks, or I can do a buy two and a buy three in Ruby, Beyond, or EPRT. I made a watch list this week, and then I went through it and marked the ones that I thought were viable stocks. So they're very close to their pivot point or slightly above it. And I think I should watch these stocks closely over the next week to see if there's any that I want to buy. Thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for my next episode, or better yet, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell if you want an alert when I post a new episode.